Back to the program.
Morning, Chuck.
Morning, Chuck.
Good
Morning.
Good to see you all. Had your brisk walk across the street from the Indiana County Courthouse to bring us up to date on what's happening at the Indiana County Commissioner's Office.
Chuck, I'll kick it off only because Mike gave us the option. I said, well, we'll get it going. I have a meeting I have to be at 9 o'clock this morning. In fact, the meeting is the Conservation District of Indiana County, and I just wanted to make one mention. Yeah, this is a great program for Indiana County, and I'm pleased to be on the board, but we have a staff out there that's done a commendable job, particularly during this difficult season of rain, trying to get ahead of some of the things that affect particularly our agricultural community. But we were pleased that the Conservation District hosted a state directors conference on September the 19th. And what it did is it allowed us to showcase the many talents that our program brings to Indiana County. So it's always good to have that opportunity, and the people of the state of Pennsylvania need to hear the good things that are going on in our counties. Obviously, we are all going to probably make comment this morning because we're all still in a celebratory mood with the Urban Outfitters, the Urban Fulfillment Center announcement. And the one thing I think we're all cautioned by is while we're excited and moving forward, a lot more work needs to be done yet, particularly in attracting the skilled workers that we need to fill the positions of that organization. And right now, we're still working with the organization to give us a listing of those particular skill sets that we need to find, but we have a lot of opportunity for those who are looking for transition perhaps, but more so those who are out of work right now looking for a good employment, and we'll have a plan in place to get them engaged as quickly as we can. I also want to make a comment that at our commissioners meeting we announced that this is October 21st to October 27th is National Business Women's Week, and so we did a proclamation. I make mention of that because we have a lot of great ladies, women in Indiana County who have really stepped to the plate, and they have made, I believe, innumerable contributions to the success of Indiana County, and we wanted to make sure they were acknowledged. So, but it's always a good day in Indiana County, and we're always Indiana County proud.
Yeah, well, yesterday we had on the program Kevin Laser from CareerLink talking about some basic manufacturing training that's coming up at ICTC. So hopefully that gets some of these people in a position to apply for some of the new jobs with Urban.
Well, I think that's part of our reach in Indiana County. We've got to find all the opportunities that we have to provide growth for those who are looking for skill sets that they otherwise don't have right now. The ICTC is a marvelous institution to help build that particular credential file. We're looking at other options as well. So I'm glad that Kevin was here. The CareerLink is really part of our lead group to make sure that we have a concept plan to move forward. You know, obviously, because of the number of employees that we need, it would be likely that we will have to sort of scoot out and look at some of the contiguous counties of Indiana County to see if they have any individuals as well that would come on board.
Yes, the state and the federal government have made some enormous investments in workforce development, training, and so on. We kind of stepped away from it in the last some decades, but now the push is on, and you see everywhere, every single sector of employment needs good qualified workforce. And you know, we're looking to at the even at our high school populations. We were at an event for high schoolers about career training, and you know, look at all the options. And it's not to pit the career and technical against the four-year college. It's to say that there are many options that you can utilize all of those kinds of educational opportunities. So there is a lot going on, and it's exciting.
Yeah, just to follow up on Shireen's comment, this past week we need to commend the Blairsville-Salzburg School District. They actually had a program that would introduce the students part of a career day. But it was more than that. I think it was an opportunity. We didn't bring in, Blairsville-Salzburg brought in the Secretary of Labor and Industry for the state, and also the Deputy Secretary of Education. And so we were able to talk about a lot of issues and initiatives that involve employment, but also in terms of how we grow Indiana County.
Yeah. A follow-up on the summit,
Yes.
the Sustainable Economic Development
How
Summit.
did that go, by the way?
Went terrific. We had over 120 people. We had great speakers. Our keynote was Scott Shealy from the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture, talking about how there will be, at least in Pennsylvania alone, 70,000 job openings in the field of agriculture. And we're not just talking about farming, but all the food systems related to agriculture and forestry and horticulture and all those things. And so we are working too to figure out how we can connect up our people with those fields, literally and figuratively. And there are many opportunities. Agriculture. This is not agriculture of the past century. This is the new agriculture. So we're excited about that too.
Now, do you look down to the future and think that you're going to have one of these summits maybe every year or so?
Yes, we would like to do that. Yeah, we hope to continue that task force because the fields of renewable energy and sustainable economic development will keep on evolving, and we want to be right there with it. There's a lot of opportunities.
So probably the topics of each summit will change?
I think that they will change as the technology changes. You talk about battery storage and wind power and solar power. And by the way, we're going to have a solar co-op. So if any homeowners or small businesses are interested in being part of a cooperative, that's going to start. We're having a kickoff meeting November 29th. And Indiana Borough is kicking that off, and we hope to have lots of partners involved in that.
As you mentioned that, if you take a drive out 422 to the eastern part of the area and you come to the Altoona area and you see all the windmills that are up, any talk about bringing some of that to Indiana County, some windmill to generate power?
Well, we really don't have the ridges that you need to.
We're not high enough, in other words.
Correct, yeah. Okay. Yes. But we can certainly support that type of energy and the production of that energy through various means.
Okay, Michael?
Well, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Just wanted to kind of add on to something that you said earlier, Chuck. I had an opportunity last weekend. I was at the grocery store, and I ran into Kevin Laser there, and he was standing there getting ready to check out, and I patted him on the back, and I said, "You got a lot of work to do." I said, "I guess that's a good problem to have." And he said, "Yeah." So he's stepping up to the task over there at CareerLink, and we're getting ready to bring the workforce together here for urban and beyond. So we're looking for the next things coming forward. So
now, you folks worked, I know, very hard on the process to bring urban here. How long ago did that discussion start?
It had to be about 2 years ago. I think about 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think on ground about 2 years, but really the program started probably around 5 or 6 years ago when there was a decision made as to where we need to relocate through the Indiana County Development Corporation the next industrial complex, the location by which we were able to attract urban outfitters. So you could go back to that point and say that was a kickoff point. So
before you can bring somebody like Urban in, you need to have a windy ridge to put them there.
They're looking for everything prepared, and our hat is off to the Indiana County Development Corporation. Byron Stauffer, obviously the lead element of that charge. They did a commendable job along with our legislative team, just to set the stage for us to move in, and all the good things have been done. Thankful to all those who contributed.
Well, as we talked on the program in the previous weeks with folks from Urban and folks who helped bring this all together, once they get set up and going, that's a good draw for somebody else to take a look at Indiana County and say, well, we can do the same thing. And
Urban's only step one.
Right? Yeah, it's like the magnet effect, right?
You really have to give a lot of congratulations to the ICDC, like you said, Rod. They really were very forward-thinking, and there was a lot of criticism along the way. Why are you making these pad-ready sites available? What are you going to attract? And there is a little bit of truth to it. If you build it, they will come, and they're coming. Yeah. And we're very proud of the fact that ICDC and Byron and all the folks involved have stepped up to make this successful. So we go on from here.
2018 is almost history. What do the commissioners have in store for the rest of this year and looking ahead to 2019?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I wanted to mention, I just want to remind people that coming up on November 6th, we do have a general election. Mm-hmm. And our elections team's working very, very hard right now to prepare for another glitch-free experience for our Indiana County voters. It's being led by our chief clerk, Robin Mariai, who's done an outstanding job for so many years. And polls open November 6th, 7 o'clock. They close at 8 o'clock in the evening, so go vote. just wanted to mention one other thing, it's in regards to voting, and that is that the Board of Commissioners now is taking a look at having to replace our voting machine equipment, and that is going to be an expensive maneuver on the parts of the commissioners. We're probably just south of $1 million to do that, and unfortunately, we feel as though we're being mandated into something to making a purchase of equipment to replace equipment that works perfectly. Yeah. Our equipment works perfectly now, and I hate to see us have to spend that kind of money, but those kind of mandates come down, and we're having to deal with it. Yeah.
Wasn't there elections several years ago where you had a number of the new electronic voting machines at some of the precincts where people could try those out?
We actually had some of those machines up in the courthouse that we were looking at. We bailed out of just the pure electronic machines at that time, as you recall, Chuck, because we were very concerned that we had a paper trail, and we were one of only 14 counties in Pennsylvania that really stuck by our guns, had a paper trail, and as Mike pointed out, the machines we have really could get us through another 4 or 5 elections, I'm sure of it. But because the state will not certify the machines, we are obligated to take another step forward. So we're going to be able to maybe just upgrade the existing system we have, make it more reliable, probably avoid some of the maintenance issues that we otherwise would have. But we think we're headed in the right direction. We're ahead of the other counties in that regard.
For sure.
They're all fighting it. They think it's going back in time when you go back to an optic scan, but believe me, it's the right thing to do.
You got to have that paper trail.
Yes.
I mean, it's so important to have that. And
you know, computers are great, and everybody works with them, but when they go down, and they're
down.
not coming back for a while, you're looking, where's
back
that
to the
at?
stubby pencil.
That's right. Where did that go? Any other highlights coming up for the county commissioners?
Just one other thing that I would like to mention, and that is on behalf of our tourist bureau, that they are having next week on Wednesday, October 24th, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at their office at the mall. They're having their member appreciation event. So if you're a member of the tourist bureau or you'd like to be, that's the place to be on the 24th from 5 to 7. So Denise and her crew out there do a great job on behalf of the county, and so you're all invited.
And, of course, the holiday season's coming up. A lot of tourists come into Indiana County.
For sure.
Well, that's the exciting part for all of us. I mean, Indiana comes alive during It's a Wonderful Life season. So how can you not really be excited at this time of the year?
And of course,
Crazy
the Christmas trees will be moving, and we're getting ready to go.
Yeah.
Well, we want to thank you folks for coming by, spending the time with us. Always good to talk with Indiana County Commissioners because there's always so much going on.
Oh.
So keep up the good work, and happy Election Day.
Thanks a lot, Chuck.
Indiana